Hello, my loves. I just washed my hair. Want to talk to y'all and do my wash and go. So what y'all been up to? How y'all been? Yeah, I don't normally do stuff like this, but I decided to go ahead because my wash and go had been looking pretty good. So I wanted to record it and see, like, girl, let me see this transformation here and how this is happening. Okay. And I be experimenting because my hair texture had changed since I've gotten just a little bit older. I noticed that your hair texture also changes with age. So I'm gonna put this conditioner on there. This is Curlsmith multitasking conditioner. But first I always part it. I want my little side part right there. Okay, so what I want to talk about is life right now, because it's a lot of people going through some stuff. I mean, like, really going through some stuff. And y'all, listen, I be going through stuff too, but what I've learned is there's only so much that I can do. I've learned to really let go and let God, because when I do that, things start to happen faster in my life. So I'm like, no, I mean, why am I worrying about this? There is a message and a lesson in everything in life. I remember when I was in my marriage, I wasn't happy at all, but I was also changing still. I was transforming. I mean, I was going through so much, and nobody really knew because I'm a private person and I don't really tell my business. And I remember like having just a really difficult time. I was in a transition and I was changing and transforming, and I just felt so unsettled and uneasy. And I thought that I could go to God the same way that I did before, when he responded to my prayers and when he answered my prayers before. And this time he was telling me, girl, you on a whole nother level here. And yeah, so I mean, I speak to you differently every time. So I was like, okay, well, this day I started driving, and it was late. It had to be like 9-10 o'clock at night, and I just started driving because things were not too good in the house, and I don't like a lot of chaos. I don't like a lot of drama. So I just got in the car and started driving, child. Then I stopped at Walgreens, and I just parked there under a tree, right? And I said, all right, God, I'm not leaving until you tell me what it is that I need to be doing right now. Because I knew I was in a transition. I knew I'm looking for my denim. Where my denim go? My denim. I said denim. Girl. Okay, hold on. Let's pause. Pause. Okay, found it. This is a Denman. Yeah. Fade it out a little bit. All right, so now back to what I was saying. I had parked under a tree, and I was like, okay, God. Now you done spoke to me before and you guided me before, but you had been quiet. You mighty quiet lately. So what's really going on? And he's still quiet. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not leaving here until you talk to me. I'm not leaving. I'm staying right here in this parking lot, right here under this tree, and I'm just going to sit here. And I prayed and I just sat there. And it was quiet. It was just really quiet. And I just started looking outside. I'm like, well, it is kind of dark out here. And then I started looking at the tree. And in that tree, the tree is tall. It was tall and it had this big old green bush at the top, right? And I was like, man, that's a tall, skinny tree, but it has a big, beautiful green bush at the top. Ooh, it must has a good foundation there, right? So I just kept looking at this tree. And y'all, I live in Texas. And on this side, it's been a lot of heavy winds, like 80 mile per hour winds. And so there is no reason why that tree, that little bitty tree, that skinny tree, should have had that big old bush at the top. Now, although it was skinny and decrepit looking, it had this big, beautiful green bush at the top. And with the heavy winds coming through, the storms that we've had, it seemed like that thing would have broke down, split down the middle, knocked down, pulled from the root. But it must be a really good foundation for that tree to be still standing there. So I just looked at that tree and I smiled and I was like, okay, God, you speaking to me through this tree. And what I got from that is him telling me to stand, be still. It's nothing for you to do right now, you know? And I just smiled at it because I was just so uneasy, so unsettled, and just felt like I just didn't know exactly what to do. And he's telling me to just stand, be still. Like, everything is good. Work on your foundation. Work on your relationship with me. So that was what I started doing. And everything just started falling into place. So I share that with you just to remind you that it's the foundation. It's not about what happens to you. It's what's happening through you. And once you set the foundation and you create a solid, firm ground and belief in God, everything is just going to fall into place the way that it should. And just focus on yourself. You're going to have times where you're just not going to understand stuff. You're going to go through things that's going to be quite difficult for you. And it's not about what you go through. It's about how you respond to it. And it's not anyone else's fault. So never blame anybody else when you having a hard time, when you having a hard day. Because whatever it is that you are going through is meant for a reason. I mean, God is not going to allow you to go through something in vain. Everything is, there's a lesson and a blessing in every situation, but it all depends on how you respond to it. So when you have relationships are meant to develop you, to grow you up, to build you and transform you into the person that you said that you wanted to be. Now, when you pray to God and you tell God, hey, I want this, I want that, and what do you think he's going to do? He's going to start working on you. So you're like, oh, God put this person in my life. Well, he probably did. And then you experiencing struggle, you're experiencing difficulty, because it's growing you up. It's showing you what it is that you want and what it is that you don't want in a relationship. And it's also exposing what you need to heal within yourself. All right, so this was what I use. I used the conditioner. Last time I used something else. I can't find it though. But yeah, this is my first time using this. And now I'm going to put the styling custard in by Pattern. This stuff is the truth. They say that this is supposed to be for twisting your hair, but I use it for my wash and go, and it does just fine. But it doesn't make it as hard as I want. So I put this right here on top. This is a in-shower style fixer. I don't use it the way that I should, but the way that I use it, it does exactly what it needs to do. Okay? So, but just know this. Everything is working for your good. You may not like it. You may cry. You may complain about it. But you have to grow through whatever it is that you're going through. You can't go around it. The only way through it is through it. You can't go over it or under it. It's kind of like those people who choose to take the elevator compared to the stairs. I always take the stairs because you can't really trust no elevator. And those are the options that you have in life. You have an option to take the fast route or the long route. The long route is probably going to be the stairs, but you get stronger on the stairs because you actually moving, you taking steps, and you know okay, if I take this step, then I can get up there faster. If I go faster, then I can get there faster. But I think I'm going to take my time, because if I take my time, then I'm less likely to trip. But in the elevator, you don't have control over that situation. You just choose that one because it's a quick way. But you know the elevators can stop too, and you can get stuck in there. And then the person that was actually going the long route end up getting to the destination faster. See? Child. So just grow through it. There's no way around it that's going to be easier. Go through it, or if you decide to go over it, guess what's going to happen? It's going to meet you on the other side, and you're going to have to choose again. Until you go through it, you're going to be going around it for a very, very, very long time until you actually get the lesson. So I've been there, done that, went around a whole bunch of situations until I had the courage to go through it. And when I decided to voice my ex-husband, I was in that connection for 27 years. 27 years, more than half my life, child. Yes, more than half my life. Had 3 kids and everything. And I stayed because I thought, man, you know, I want my kids to have their family, you know, a mother and a father, and I want them to grow up, you know, and creating a family with a mother and a father and keeping it that way. That's the healthy way, right? No, not if the relationship is toxic, not if the marriage is toxic. But that was what I learned growing up. To get loved, you have to have somebody. To be loved, you need somebody to love you. Okay, I'm going in with this jail. But the person that I chose to love me didn't even love themselves. And so I was pouring into an empty cup. And I was like giving all that I had, and that person wasn't even receiving it. And I wasn't getting anything back. So yeah, that didn't work out. So the main thing, y'all, what I had learned from the situation is focus on yourself. Focus on yourself. And whatever situation that you do get in, whatever relationship, friendships that you do have, just also look at how you respond to people. Because some people, they project things onto you. If they're having a bad day, they try to make a bad day for you, or create a bad day for you, or blame you for it. If you are in alignment and you are in self-awareness and self-reflection, then you would know who you are, and you don't allow anybody to come into your life and determine what your mood is going to be. They just, no, don't do that. But you just look at them and just like, man, you seem like you're having a hard day. So when people project onto you, it's not you, it's them. And until you learn yourself, you won't know that. So you got to learn yourself. Figure yourself out first. Focus on you. Stop worrying about everybody else. Stop looking at social media, following people and saying goals and for relationships. Y'all don't know what them people going through. And then you manifesting their relationship in your life, and you wonder why you going through some stuff. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors at that house. So create your own happiness. Create your own happiness. Don't allow anybody to fool you into thinking that all relationships are easy. This is what it's supposed to be like. There is no relationship that I know is easy. Every relationship takes patience. But first, you must get to know yourself so that you would know exactly what it is that you want. And sometimes you do have to go through the wrong relationship and the wrong person to find the right person and the right relationship for you. Because everybody, they are who they are because that's all they know. So don't try to make them into somebody that you want. If they are not the person that you feel would be good for you, then just let them know that. And see, and that's the thing. Don't nobody want to be honest. Just be honest. Just say it. Because, you know, you just stay with people and you please them, you appease them just because they want this and they want that. And if you do that, then they'll give you love. And everything is just so damn conditional. So just be who you are, child. Just be you. and focus on you. Stop trying to change people. Now, when you try to change people, you changing them temporarily because they're going to change temporarily and then they're going to be back to themselves again. Come on now. And they trying to figure it out just like you. And that's just a shortcut to your healing. Child, I don't know. Okay, I guess it's different when you're looking into the phone compared to the doggone mirror. Yeah, but I'm looking in this. This is my first time doing this type of stuff, y'all. Seriously, I don't really do this type of stuff. But I just decided to go on and just talk today, cause I think that the world is just in trouble. And I ain't saying that I got it all figured out. But I know one doggone thing. I do have some self-awareness and some self-reflection to where I'm able to look at myself and see what I need to change within myself. And I have peace within myself. And I remember not having peace. I remember being in that state of just chaos. Just trying to fit in, going along with the trends, and doing all that for what? Yeah, because it really doesn't even matter, y'all. It don't matter what nobody think about you. It don't matter how nobody feel about you. None of that really matters. The only thing that matters is how you feel about yourself. Because how you feel about yourself, that's pretty much how everybody else is going to feel about you. And that's how they're going to treat you. However you treat yourself, that's how people will treat you. And sometimes I know some people thinking, oh, I treat myself good. I get my nails done. I get my hair done. And I get my toes done. Yeah, that's all superficial. So I'm talking about deep down inside, the feelings. Y'all know that our days, like the way that we live life, is all based on thoughts and emotions. We wake up thinking about yesterday. We wake up thinking about what happened in the past and how we were affected. And we act like we just have to marry all these thoughts and then have these emotions and behaviors based on something that happened in the past. Let the past be the past. Say it with me. Leave the past in the past. Let the past be the past. Let's move forward. What's in front of me is for me, and what's behind me is the behind me for a reason. So, whew, child, I'm telling you, life is really not that bad, y'all. It's really whatever it is that you want it to be. If you thinking that you broke, guess what? You broke. You can have whatever it is that you want to have, but you have to step out the boat and you have to take some chances. How many chances have you taken within the past 3 weeks, in the past month or two? When have you stepped out the boat? When have you stepped out of a situation that you knew you had to do to get some type of change? Stop staying the same. Stop staying stagnant. Step outside of your comfort zone sometimes. And it's okay to do that. It really is. It really is okay. Step outside of the box. That's when you will see some changes in your life. I'm telling you. When you start stepping out and doing the things that you really desire to do, that's when you're going to really see change. That's exactly when you're going to see some things changing in your life. Oh, yeah, look at that transformation in the hair. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, y'all. I mean, I am a divine transformation coach, and I do help people to transform, to rediscover themselves after being in a toxic relationship or divorce, because sometimes you do need to rediscover yourself after being with someone for so long and learning their ways of coping and just falling into their trap of like what life is and what you need to do, what you should do. It's time to start developing things on your own routine and creating your own routine, creating your own pattern, reprogramming your mind. Because when you stuck into an old pattern, an old cycle, you tend to repeat the same things in your life, the same person, the same lessons. And you don't want to do that. You want something different in your life. If you ended a relationship or you went through a divorce, then you did that for a reason. You didn't do that to go through the same thing with somebody else. And if that is the truth, then do something different. Choose different. And heal first, because healing is very important. I had to heal too, and it took some time for me to heal, and it is not a pretty picture. That stuff is hard, y'all, but I'm telling you, it is worth it. And I know why people choose not to do it, because it hurts. It hurts really bad, and it's a road that not too many people go down. Not too many people want to get that type of healing, because it does hurt. It is uncomfortable. It is something that it's very uncomfortable at first, but I wouldn't change it, because I know that's the only way that I had transformed, is by just healing raw, without medication. I did have a counselor that I talked to once a week, and that did kind of help me through it. It really did help me see a different perspective. And I think that we all need to talk to somebody. Now, you don't have to be diagnosed with a mental disorder to get counseling. Counseling is for everybody. And I had to learn that myself. Like, I didn't need to be like mentally unstable or anything like that. I just needed a different perspective and wanted to understand things in a different way. Just wanted to see, like, am I wrong? Like, what am I doing wrong? Because when you are in a relationship and it's not good for you, and you realize that, man, I've been staying in this relationship for 5, 10, 15, 20, 27 years, and this person was not good for me. What is wrong with me? And that's kind of where I was. Like, what is wrong with me? Because the person that I was married to definitely had some things going on mentally. And I thought that I could help him, I could fix him, I could make it better, and I just wanted to make him better. And I also wanted to have a mom and a dad for my children. But it was so toxic. And I was thinking, man, I need to wait until they get older so they can handle it a little bit better. And I did. So when they became teenagers and young 20s, then I was like, okay, yeah. But I wasted all that time. And then I gave them more that they needed to heal from, because if I would have cut it short, and when I realized that it wasn't going to work out, I should have just walked away. So just be careful with who you have kids by, because to me, that was what really kept me in that situation, were my kids, thinking about them. And then after thinking about them, I started feeling sorry for the person that I was with, and I wanted to help them, but it just seemed like they just had so much healing to do. Like, they was always so bitter and mean, and like, yeah, and I was always so positive and happy, and they used to dampen my days for no reason. Like, I'd be minding my business, and then it'd be all of a sudden it's my fault because they had a bad day at work. I was just tired of that, and I knew that it wasn't my fault. But then after being with that person for so long, it just almost felt like, yeah, I mean, what can I do to fix it just so he can have a better day? Like, I just took it on as if it was my burden, and that's not fair for me. So if you're doing that, reevaluate it. And you don't want to spend 27 years in a connection that you know you're not supposed to be in. And I knew that he wasn't my person. I knew that he wasn't my person. And the person that I'm supposed to be with, child, I already met him too. And it is going beautiful. And I done learned a whole lot of lessons from him too. Now, the difference between my person now and the person that I was with when I wasn't healed is a big difference. So I really can't blame the person that I was with. I can't blame him for anything, because he knew what he knew, and I knew what I knew. And look at that. And we just had to experience each other. And you know, it is what it is. I learned what I learned, and I know that I'm not going back that route. And after I heal, baby, ooh, this person now, child, I'm talking about, It's gonna be a whole nother video. But he is definitely my person, my match, my twin flame, my other half. Well, no, he's my whole half, because I'm whole, he's whole as well, and we came together whole, and that made our relationship just so healthy and so fulfilled. So thank y'all for listening to me as I did my hair. I hope it looks good to y'all. But this is what I used. This conditioner, that's the base. Then I use this styling custard. Then I topped it off with this gel. So I may come back and show y'all the final results, like after, because I like my hair to be big, like big. And yeah, so I'll show y'all after I dry it and everything, and I'll come back to you. Make it a great day.